Will it be the Goldfish or the Gumball? And who is underneath the masks? We have reached the season 11 finale for The Masked Singer. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my recap and reaction video for the season finale of season 11 of The Masked Singer. We have been through this journey since season 3, and all the while I've had my great Toy Story 3 notebook here, and this is finally the very last page of the notebook. We have reached, we've done 8 seasons of this plus 1 season of The Masked Dancer, and finally we got to retire this book. I mean, every page of this is just full of clues and guesses and unmaskings, and oh my gosh, just let's see the skunk. Oh, season 6, the skunk. Yes, the Russian doll. Boy, oh boy, we could just go back and see all of these. The beetle. All right. Anyway, but this night, all that matters is the Goldfish and the Gumball. These are the final 2 for season 11. I'm going into this with being correct about 10 out of the 14 people under the masks. Hopefully, you did a little better than me. I stumbled a bit at the beginning of the season, although I still, one of those people I've never even heard of, the celebrity chef or whatever. But anyway, before we launch into the specifics here, let me please remind you to subscribe, like this video, and comment below with your thoughts and how you did for the season. The comments really are the most important part of the Masked Singer videos, but let me remind you that I do much, much more than the Masked Singer on this channel. I do movie reviews and TV reviews just about every day. I post something new, so there's always a lot going on, so don't wait until the next season of Masked Singer. Check out one of my other videos today, and hopefully you will like that just as much. But yeah, listen, this started out a little bit rough for me. I got Kevin Hart right off the bat. That was easy. I think everybody knew that. But after that, it was tough. We had, Savannah Chrisley, DeMarcus Ware, I didn't really know. Billy Bush, I had no clue. Joe Bastianich, whatever. That's the guy I'd never heard of. However, I have been right on 6 of my first impression guesses for this season. That's pretty good. Kevin Hart, I mentioned. Ruben Studdard and Clay Aiken, I knew that was them right away. Kate Flannery, Jennifer Lewis, Charlie Wilson, and the horrible Corey Feldman. So I got all 6 of those right off the bat. And then the other few, I just figured out, through the comments with you guys. And I think that's where I am on the Gumball and the Goldfish. I certainly did not know who these people were right off the bat, at least if they're who I think they are now. But let's get into tonight's episode. And as of now, I still don't know who won. I've paused it right before Nick announces the winner. So we'll talk about that too. But first up was the Gumball. Each one sang 2 songs like they usually do for these finales. The Gumball said, "It's been great to show what I'm capable of musically. I've been fighting my whole life for this. Imagine trying something thousands of times and only being successful a few. But in Hollywood, that's a victory. I've been on TV for almost nonstop 2 decades, and I don't want to stop doing this after Masked Singer is over. So perhaps this person is going to pursue this music career." He talked in previous clue packages about sort of having to decide between music and acting. And he went with the acting, but the music has always been a huge passion of his. And the song he sang tonight was Latch by Disclosure featuring Sam Smith. That's a great tune. Have not heard that in a long time. And then for the post-song clues, they're not clues, but for the post-song guesses from the panel, they just basically ran down a laundry list of, okay, first I was thinking this person, then I thought maybe him, and then I was thinking this. And so we only heard one new name tonight. So we talked about Jamie Dornan and Taran Killam. Ken was on that train. James Vanderbeek was mentioned by Robin, among a couple of other people. Jenny said maybe Derek Hough. And then Rita said Chase Crawford, Taylor Kitsch, or her newest guest, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Taylor Kitsch, boy, I think she's right there because she talked about Friday Night Lights, but I think Friday Night Lights had a huge cast, and maybe we could have looked a little bit elsewhere other than Taylor Kitsch because, as you guys mentioned, those first couple of weeks that Gumball performed, I do believe at this point this is Scott Porter, who was also on Friday Night Lights. He's been on Heart of Dixie for many years, and yeah, 2 decades almost nonstop on TV. Friday Night Lights ran for a few years. Heart of Dixie ran for a few years, and he did some shows and some spots in between there as well. But those are like his most two known things. But he's done some voice work. We talked about that a little bit. So yeah, I'm. No one has mentioned that the entire season. It's rare that we get to the finals and no one has mentioned who I believe is under the mask. All right, so up next was the Goldfish. She said, I was never great expressing myself as a little girl, but I've been on a journey of self discovery. I came from a working class family with no connection to Hollywood. But with hard work and dedication, I am proof that you can do anything. When it's time to have kids, I want to show them that mommy did this. I think of myself as an actor first, and music has always come second. So either way, whoever wins this, and I mentioned this last week, we have never really had an actor win the Masked Singer. It's always been a singer, the professional singer. The closest we've got was Wayne Brady, and that was season 2 before I was even doing these videos. And I would have said, by the way, Jamie Foxx. I was so insistent that it was Jamie Foxx under that Fox costume in season 2. But it was Wayne Brady, and the panel was very torn too. I think all season it was like, is it Wayne Brady or Jamie Foxx? And the clues matched up for both. But anyway. I didn't do season 2 videos, but I would have said Jamie Foxx. So for the record, I would have been wrong on that too. But so maybe who knows? Maybe I'm wrong with Gumball. But yeah, Goldfish is interesting. She says when it's time to have kids. So she is not a mother. We know that Gumball does have kids. He's mentioned 2 children before. So that could be a new clue there. And she sang Heart of Glass by Blondie, and she freaking killed it. I mean, that's a fun song anyway, but she really did great with it. And then the panel, again, sort of just kind of went over their guesses from earlier in the season. Leah Michelle, Nina Dobrev, Vanessa Hudgens. That is who Rita said. And Vanessa Hudgens is a friend of hers. You guys put me on that thought way back. After the first couple of performances, and so I am definitely with that guess, Vanessa Hudgens. And then the guesses from Jenny, Selena Gomez, Sarah Hyland, Julianne Hough. She's the one who also said Derek Hough, and that's so interesting because really, she said, oh, wouldn't it be cool if the 2 people in the finale were sort of a brother and sister team, but we usually have those in same costumes. But now they would be against each other. That would be a cool concept, and hopefully the Masked Singer kind of picks up on that and maybe does something with that in subsequent seasons, because that would be really cool. But I don't think it's either of them. We heard Hilary Duff once again from Robin. He's been saying that for, I think, since the first week of Goldfish. And then Ken was talking about Kristen Stewart, Carly Rae Jepsen, and Nicole Scherzinger. I think my initial guess was Carly Rae Jepsen, if I'm remembering that. What was my initial guess for the Gumball? I'm not sure if I remember that. Let's see here. We had, the Goldfish was Group A. Gumball was Group B. Okay, I must have guessed somebody not on this because I don't believe I guessed Chase Crawford or Kevin Jonas or Jamie Dornan. Okay, I don't remember what I guessed, but it wasn't Scott Porter, I can tell you that. Okay, so we came back with second performances. The Gumball did Renegade by Styx. He said, this is a song for my folks. They loved performing, but never made it in that industry, so they worked blue-collar jobs and then, worked all week for the weekend to be able to go out and perform. So he's sort of, maybe Styx is one of their favorite bands or something. And then the Goldfish sang Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. Once again, we evoked the Amazon delivery thing, the blue button for Amazon Prime delivery, because obviously they're sponsoring the last few episodes of this season, and they delivered the Gold Mask Trophy. And then there was one last clue. After the voting was even complete, there was one last clue from Nick. He said, this is not the first time these 2 have been co-stars on camera. And I believe I mentioned last week that both Scott Porter and Vanessa Hudgens were in the movie Band Slam. It's a terrible movie, but I watched it years and years ago because Lisa Kudrow was in it. Love her. So that also lends credence to the idea that this is Scott Porter and Vanessa Hudgens. So I'm sticking with these guesses. However, I don't know who the winner is. This is a tough one because I think both have performed very well this season. For a little while, I was not quite sold on Gumball, to be honest. I thought he was good, maybe not great, and it still kind of chaps me a little bit that he beat Ruben and Clay to be in the finals. But to be honest, I do think he deserves a place here. His performances tonight were very good. Latch is, again, a song I've not heard in a long time, and that was, he did a great performance of it. And then you've got Goldfish, who, I mean, just blew the roof off the dump with Heart of Glass. Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me was very good as well, very emotional. And, it's good to do that, if you're doing the two songs in the finale, you do a ballad and you do a rocker. Heart of Glass, what a great choice from her. But I think the audience also loves a story, and we've heard stories from Gumball about his wife being ill, and also the fact that he had to put his music, his love of music, sort of aside to be an actor. Whereas, for Goldfish, I mean, Vanessa Hudgens has sort of combined the two. She did the High School Musical movies, so she combined music in her acting roles sometimes. I don't believe that Scott Porter has ever done that. I don't remember him singing in Friday Night Lights, that's for sure. But I don't know. I think the audience loves a story. He certainly got one. But these people are both actors, so it's a difficult choice. I think overall, based on the full performances from the season and the story, I'm going to say the Gumball is going to win. But this is one of the tightest ones, I think. It could easily go either way, and I would be perfectly fine with either of these people winning. I think it's a tough season, but I'll say Gumball, and we'll see what happens. All right, they're really stretching this out like always. I tried to put it enough here. Okay. Gumball, is it? All right.
Goldfish!
Oh, the Goldfish won! Okay. Wow. Okay. I mean, it's also deserved. I am not surprised that Goldfish won. I was thinking Gumball, but I'm okay being wrong, because I think she did a great job, and that's very exciting. And we'll hear more from both of these people here in a moment. First, though, we've got to go to the Take It Off. So first, they're going to make their guesses for the Gumball, the final guesses, and then we will reveal who is under that mask. The panel has made their final guesses for Gumball, and it's no shock, really. It's everybody that they said earlier in the night for their final guesses. Jenny and Robin both went with Derek Hough, The World of Dance. They've been on TV for 20 years. Ken went with Taran Killam, who he's been saying for several weeks now. And I know him from SNL, but apparently he was on Mad TV before that, which I didn't really watch much of. And then apparently even before that, he was on Nick Cannon's own show, Wild and Out. So, I mean, that would be a cool person to have on the show for sure, but I don't think it's him. And then Rita stuck with her guess from earlier, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I think the best guess from the panel is Derek Hough. I think the clues match up enough for him. I don't really know about his personal life. I don't know if he's got a wife who's got an illness or whatever, but I do think it's interesting because if it is Scott Porter, like I think, this will be maybe the first time that we've gotten all the way to the finals and no one in the panel has even given us a whiff of this person. I mean, the closest was Taylor Kitsch because they were both on Friday Night Lights. But yeah, I mean, I believe this is Scott Porter. So let's go to the Take It Off and see. Does the panel even know who this person is? I don't know. I assume they do. I mean, they're in the industry, right? But let's see. I haven't seen Scott Porter really since the Friday Night Lights days. I didn't watch Heart of Dixie, so I don't know what that is. Let's see. It is for Friday Night Lights. Okay. Rita was so close. Oh! Rita can't believe it. She got so close. Yeah. Robin was not that close. Robin just said he was close.
I said Friday Night Lights and I didn't follow my gut.
Close, so close, so close.
My God.
I can't believe he sings like that though. No, and nobody knew that.
You could do
right.
what you do. Not even me until maybe tonight. Man. Yeah.
Good for
I
him.
don't have any actual legitimate training. Wow. I started singing on street corners.
It's so funny
Orlando,
because
Florida, when I was going to high school.
He just said he has no formal training. And it's funny because part of the reason Robin stuck with Jenny's guess of Derek Huff was because of the dance moves, and he was like, "This is you got to be a professional dancer."
Auditioned for 2 straight years for Disney,
So
and couldn't book a role. Wow.
couldn't book anything on Disney.
I didn't know I could do
okay.
this until tonight, but I'm so glad I did.
Oh, I'm like,
You sang,
all right, I can't watch that anymore. I'm like tearing up for him. That's great. Because I love Friday Night Lights. It's such a great show. And I always liked his character on there. And he seems like a good dude. But yeah, like other than Heart of Dixie, which I didn't watch, I don't really see him popping up anywhere or whatever. Okay. Sometimes I get emotional with these reveals because these people are, following their dreams, and I love that for them. So yeah, all right, Scott Porter. So I'm 11 for 15 now. Let's find out. Is the Goldfish Vanessa Hudgens? Let's see what the panel thinks. All right, before we even get to the Goldfish, I just want to say a little more about the Gumball. So apparently Scott Porter coaches Nick Cannon's son's baseball team. He's the first base coach. So he would see Nick while he's, doing the show, in these last few weeks or whatever when they were recording, and he would see Nick Cannon, on the baseball team and whatever. So that's really funny. I mean, we think Hollywood is so enormous, but it's pretty small world out there. And that's pretty funny. And he mentioned that Nick does a chant at the end of the practices or the games or whatever, and it says, "Work hard, have fun, be kind." I think that is, I don't usually love Nick Cannon, but that's a nice message. And then Gumball rocked on "Carry On My Wayward Son." I'm so happy that Scott Porter, I don't know, was found out with his musical ability in this way. I had no idea. I haven't even thought of Scott Porter in many years, but the guy can kill it. I do kind of wish he won, but hopefully he decides to pursue a career in music at this point. I mean, he could certainly do it. All right, so let's get to the Goldfish. The final guesses from the panel: Rita sticking with her gut, Vanessa Hudgens, a dear friend of hers, and Jenny also went with that guess. She stole the Vanessa Hudgens thought. Ken thought it could be Nicole Scherzinger, which I think is funny. The whole reason Nicole Scherzinger isn't on this season is because she's doing a show in London's West End. So how could she be doing both? It just doesn't make sense. And then Robin has been saying Hillary Duff, I think, since week 1 of Goldfish. He's been really stuck on that, and he is sticking with it to the end. I do believe this is Vanessa Hudgens. You guys put me on that train early, and I'm sticking with that. I just didn't know that much about her other than High School Musical, but all these clues just matched up with her. It's her. Award-winning actress and singer Vanessa Hudgens. Rita is freaking out. Oh, she does some Broadway stuff. Okay. Yeah, other than High School Musical, I really don't know much about Vanessa Hudgens, to be honest. Her and Jenny are hugging. Good for her. Is this the first High School Musical person we've had? I think it is. Certainly Zac Efron's never been on. Corbin Blue's not been on. Who's the other girl that Sharpay? Ashton Tisdale? I don't think she's been on either.
I've just been so excited to take my mask off and stare into Rita's eyes and be like, "Girl, this is why I couldn't hang out with you." I know. Because I can't lie. And I was like, what's going on with Vanessa? Like, she always
Wow.
texts me back, but now it's because you were here.
Yes!
Yes.
That's so funny.
Yes!
And you know what?
All right, well, good for her.
Absolutely killed it, sis. You killed it.
That Heart of
so
Glass
hard.
performance tonight, oh, that was,
Now, did you ever
I mean,
think
I love that
Goldfish
song, but
would be
maybe
so,
maybe one of the
like,
best
changed?
performances she had all
I really
season.
did not. I was like, oh, she cute.
You're talking about the
But I
costume
never
now.
knew that, like, it would give me the freedom to purely just do something that I love. And it's been so long since I've been able to do that. It makes me so emotional.
Yeah, that's
because I really do love it so much. And, like,
that's one of the things that's really cool about the show. It does give people that we maybe have preconceived notions about, a chance to be anonymous. I think that's really cool. All right, well, look, another Masked Singer season in the books. I ended at 12 for 16 correct by the unmasking. But again, 6 first impression guesses were correct. So I think that's a pretty good record. You know, it was very, very dicey there. After Kevin Hart, I got the next 4 wrong. So I was like, man, what is this season going to be? But turns out I finished pretty strongly, I think. But in any event, another Masked Singer season in the books. I don't know if we're having a fall season or if it's going to be shuffled to 2025. But usually there is a fall season and a spring season. So if that's the case, I will be with you for that. But like I mentioned earlier, look, I do many, many more things on this channel than the Masked Singer videos. So there's always a lot of stuff to check out here on the channel. A lot going on movie and TV wise. So please check out some of my other videos. And don't forget to subscribe. All right. Thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you next time. Bye.